I am taking this moment to connect with many of the people who I work with and consider part of my family, and perhaps to other members of my community, family and friends, and maybe even to people who I haven't met. I've just been really moved to share some thoughts I've had over the last few days. I've had a lot of time to reflect and meditate and take in all the information that's swarming around us and observe the feelings that are getting stirred within. And I felt really moved to share some of the insights that have sort of welled up during this time, and some of the wisdom teachings that I've been privileged to be exposed to. I feel really moved to share a little bit. So take a couple of breaths. If you'd like to spend the next few minutes with me, maybe get yourself a hot cup of tea and just come into center, come in for a landing. Just celebrate this gift of life that we share in the midst of all that life brings to us. I think at the heart of what has been coming up for me over the last few days is something that many of you with whom I work will be very familiar, and it's something that I have worked to really integrate into my own journey, is this deep knowing that life is here to grow us and that every experience that we have is meant to help us evolve. And that particularly the painful experiences or the scary experiences or the experiences that we understand the least are the ones that are here to move us in the most profound ways. And so I've been thinking a lot about this virus and this pandemic that we're hearing about and learning about every day. More information is unfolding. And I've just been having all of these images or visions of what this is meant to teach us, what gifts this experience is holding for us. And so I just thought I would share some of the gifts that I am sensing we are meant to be receiving, some of the lessons we are meant to be hearing at this time. So, you know, the first gift of this experience is this profound interconnectedness that we share on our planet with each other and with all beings. You know, if there is any experience that is going to help us take in a more embodied understanding of our interconnection, it is this. We share our breath. We share our bodies, our touch. We share the space around us, the energetic space around us. We are so deeply interconnected. And when we begin to really metabolize and digest this sense of interconnection between us, we act in ways that are transformed. We act in ways that are filled with love and understanding and compassion. So part of the evolution of our species right now is dependent on our deeper awareness of that interconnection with each other, with every single being on this planet. And we're living at a time when we feel that so palpably with all the communication networks that are on fire right now. We are so connected with our brothers and sisters. And it's a phenomenal opportunity to ingest that knowing at a much deeper level. So that's the first gift, is this deeper taste of our interconnection with each other. Another gift of this experience is we are being asked to go inside. We're being asked to quiet our lives. We are being asked to move away from all of the distractions. And in this culture, we are taught to thrive on distractions. We're taught to immerse ourselves in noise and in our to-do lists. And none of us are really impervious to that. And there's no shame or judgment there. But this is a gift a golden opportunity when we're actually being asked to slow down, and we're being given permission to slow down. And with that slowing down, to turn inside and to center within and to notice what comes up when we have less distraction, and to see if we can allow more peace in our lives and more centering, and to really watch the fears and the anxiety. Even myself, the last several days, it's like, what is coming up in me? This is so uncertain. And there's this sense to keep doing and keep busy and to heighten our sense of hypervigilance. And I think we're really being asked in the bigger picture to slow down and to come in and to visit that space with curiosity and compassion, and to notice the tendency to freak out or to want to manage everything, and just to breathe with it, and to learn how to feel safer with that peace, that inner peace and that inner spaciousness. Because again, when we act from a place of frenzy, we're often not acting for our greatest good or for the greatest good around us. So this is a powerful moment to get to come inside. I think another gift of this time is we can connect with nature. I mean, nature is here to hold us. It's a safe space for us to be together. It's a safe space for us to be alone. And we are so disconnected from nature in our society in many ways. And here we actually have time and permission and an invitation to experience nature and to learn from her wisdom. You know, Mother Nature doesn't run, it doesn't freak out. It just exists, it's present, it's a witness. So to allow Mother Nature to hold us right now and to be a witness and to give her our angst and our worries and to reside in her solace and her beauty and her wisdom, and to just watch nature continue. The flowers are blooming here in DC. It's spectacular. Nature lives on. Everything changes. This too will pass. Nature lives on. Nature is a constant, present awareness, and we're being invited into her presence and into her solace and into our deeper sense of connection with nature, which we have lost in many ways. And so this is an invitation to reconnect, because in nature we find deeper wisdom and peace. So as we're being pulled inward and to connect with the nature, we are also being asked to maintain a compassionate awareness of community and to serve. How profound is it that the majority of our population is being asked to make huge changes in their life, in their behaviors, and their lifestyle, for those who are more vulnerable among us. And not only that, for our elders. And again, in this culture, we have lost touch with the wisdom and the value that resides in our elders, in our aged community. They hold so much strength and the capacity to be a witness and to not get so absorbed in the momentary waves. They've been through so much. And so we are asked right now to pay homage to our elders and to make shifts in our life to serve. Not just to serve our elders, but to serve those who are more vulnerable or more compromised. And again, often the wisest and the strongest parts of our community that are overlooked and undervalued. And so here we are being asked to flatten the curve, to slow the spread for those who really hold the wisdom, much of the wisdom in our society. And what an amazing blessing that is. And also in terms of service, this is an amazing time to reflect on the resources that each of us have where we find ourselves in our lives right now, and to ask how we can serve those who may not have the resources we have, whether it's access to teachings and wisdom, or whether it's access to resources. There are community listservs now that are really sharing ideas about how to help neighbors. I know of stories where people reach out to their older neighbors and just let them know that they're available. There are food banks and places to donate, endless opportunities to serve, and even just meditating and praying and sending good vibes into the universe and meeting people with love is service and is needed now. And it's an opportunity for us to tap into our capacity to serve. And along with service, we're being asked to tap into our community, our sense of community. And even with social distancing, it's so interesting. I have found myself thinking of the people in my life who I feel so connected to who are far. Maybe they're geographically close and I don't see them, or maybe they're geographically far, but I feel so deeply connected and grateful for the path that we have shared and for the ways our journeys have interconnected. So I feel that this is also a gift to connect with community and to feel your community exactly as it is, without judgment, without any kind of not good enough energy. That my community, my close people, my circles, no matter how big or small, are precious to me. And as we perhaps slow down in the weeks to come, this is a beautiful, precious time to reach out to our communities in all sorts of ways, in the immaterial ways, in the sending good vibes, and in the checking in. We have so many ways to check in now remotely that we never did before. So then the last 3 gifts here are really more spiritual in nature. And I invite you to just, contemplate and take these in and let them percolate. So we are asked right now to surrender to the unknown. I think most of us haven't been through something like this before, especially in this frenetic day and age where we're really looking at slowing down. And we're also being asked to step into the unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how things are going to unfold. And in this culture, in the West in particular, we are so used to controlling and managing and having a sense of efficacy and agency and making a plan and checking off our to-do list, or feeling bad about what we don't get done on our to-do list, but we're in motion. And at this moment in time, we're really being asked to let go of control a bit, and to let go and to surrender and to allow what is meant to happen. And that means to sit with worry for our loved ones. And that means to arrive at each moment and do the best we can in each moment. But to, in the bigger picture, open to what is happening. And to watch that desire to control and micromanage and amp up, and to keep practicing allowing and breathing and watching and sending out positive, loving vibes. The next, I think, spiritual lesson that keeps coming through is this opportunity to choose love over fear. And to notice what happens when we act from fear. I'm sure all of us have had moments where we feel ourselves revving up into that fear mentality. And to notice and to allow that to emerge. And to recognize when we act from fear, we often act to disengage from each other and to isolate or to create walls. And when we act from love, we really... we create a whole different energetic vibe of connectedness and peace. And so again, right now we're being asked to continually choose love over fear, even when there are a lot of waves of fear being sent to us from many directions. And again, in our culture right now, we're having a culture where there's a lot of fear mongering, and this is a precious opportunity to choose love and to just notice the fear that comes up and to breathe without judgment and with compassion and to soothe the fear, and then to ask ourselves, how do we act from a place of love? How do we connect with a greater purpose than fear? And then finally, I think the gift right now is we are being given the opportunity to sink into gratitude. To sink into gratitude. And what that means for each of us. You know, what are we grateful for in this moment? What resources do we have within us, around us, energetically, materially, spiritually, emotionally? What are we grateful for? Even in the midst of challenge, how amazing it is to be alive together. You know, and I think that the souls that have chosen to incarnate at this time are extraordinarily courageous. We are here to witness astounding changes, and we are here to help harness and open the door to changes in our consciousness. We are here for that, even if that's something that you are just coming to. And so to breathe in the deepest gratitude for being alive, for the mystery of being alive, and for the opportunity to help evolve the planet and our species, and for your capacity to just courageously meet your journey every single day doing the best you can. To breathe in so much gratitude and self-love at this time. So those are the gifts I wanted to share. I hope you find some of that meaningful to you. At the end of this video, I'm just going to scroll through a couple of awesome songs, because right now we get to perhaps have time to dance in our living rooms. And I'm a huge fan of music, so I may just throw up a couple of good songs on this site, and you're welcome to share some of your favorites. And then after this, I think I'm going to be sharing some videos, 10 to 15 minutes a piece. In the future, videos, one will be on meditation, one will be on strengthening our lung capacity, given what's happening right now. One will be on stabilizing the nervous system. There will be some on activating the energetic systems to help with depression, cleansing the auric fields, opening the heart. So stay tuned, and thank you for joining me, and I just send you so much love. Namaste.